Hey, good morning, my friends. So, do you know how we have been learning about how we write sentences?
Yeah.
Okay, we've been learning about how we write them with a capital letter and how we put punctuation at the end and how we need to spell our words correctly. But we also have to know that in a sentence, all the words mean something. And so we're going to be talking about parts of speech, what each of those words mean. And right this week, we're going to talk about nouns and we're going to talk about verbs. But when we do this lesson, we're also going to get a chance to use a lot of technology. What do you think technology means? What do you think technology is? Tell me, what's one thing we use that we use for technology? What's this right here?
Computer.
A computer, yes.
Or a Chromebook.
Or a Chromebook. What's that right there on the wall behind us? What's that called? Do you remember?
That?
No, right there that we can write on with our fingers or the pen. What is that?
A whiteboard.
A whiteboard. It's an interactive whiteboard. It's sometimes called a smart board. And what else do we use in our classroom sometimes? There's one charging right behind you. What is it?
Charger.
Turn around and look. What's behind you charging? What's that called?
Tablet.
A tablet or an iPad. We use all of those things in this classroom. But we also have to know how to use them right.
And we have free time.
Yeah, when we have free time, we sometimes use those things too. So
Toys.
Or we can choose toys. But we're talking about technology right now. So how are we responsible when we use our technology? How can we be responsible for it? Do you know what that means?
No,
How many of you have a dog or cat at home?
I used to.
Do you used to?
Yeah.
What would happen if you didn't feed your dog? Can the dog feed himself?
No.
No, he
That would
can't.
be
What would
fun.
happen to your dog if you didn't feed him and you didn't give him or her water or take him outside to go to the bathroom?
I was little.
What would happen? Do you think your dog would be sad? Yes.
Yeah.
It would be. When you're responsible for something,
They go bark.
yeah. And when you're responsible for something, you have to take care of it, just like an animal you have to take care of. So, how do we take care of our technology? What are some things we can do to take care of our technology?
Hold it.
Hold it correctly. Remember when we walk down the hallway, Miss Wilson always shows you how to shut it and hold it with both hands. What else can we do?
And you told me that yesterday.
Right, I did tell you that yesterday. How about when we come in from somewhere and we're holding it? Should we take our computer and set it down really hard on the table?
No, it will
No, it will
break.
break. What if you're thirsty? Should you take your drink and drink it over your computer?
No.
No. What would happen?
It won't work.
Right, if it gets wet, it won't work.
Or you will pay for it.
Yes, that's right. We do not want to get our computer wet. We don't want to bang it. We want to make sure that we're typing softly, that we don't bang on the computer because we don't want it to break.
Yeah.
Another way that we can be responsible, when you're on the computer, like maybe on Google Classroom, you know how sometimes you can write little messages in there?
Yeah.
What kind of messages should we write? Should we write mean things to our friends?
No, nice thing.
Yes, when we're on the internet or we're on our computer, we have to make sure that we are only writing kind words, nothing yucky or ugly. Also, we have to make sure that the sites that we go to are good sites. We can't go on the computer and go where we're not supposed to go. Like at our school, we don't go on YouTube, do we? We can
No.
only do YouTube Kids.
Yeah.
So there are certain sites we can't get on. If you wonder, you can go ask an adult, right? You can come to Miss Wilson or your other teachers and say, can I go on this site? And they'll tell you yes or no. And a lot of times our computers here are blocked. If you try to go to a site that you're not supposed to be on, it won't let you go there
Yeah, because it's blocked.
because it's blocked. Okay. So when we get on our computers, what's one of the first things that we have to do? When you open it up.
iReady.
But how do you get on iReady? Does it just show up or do you have to type in something?
Show up.
It doesn't just show up when you open up your computer. What do you have to type in?
Your name and,
your-
password.
Your name and password. Who should know your password?
Nobody.
Only you and maybe your teacher or your mom or dad, right?
Yeah.
You don't share your password with anybody else, do you?
No.
No, not at all. When you're on the computer, what if you're talking to somebody on the computer and they want you to give them your name and where you live? Should you tell somebody where you live on the computer? Should you give out your phone number?
No.
No, do not give out your phone number. Do not give out
'Cause
where
you don't know
live.
who it
Do not
is.
tell them your name. That's right. You don't know who it is. So we don't
But-
do that on the computer at
You
all.
can say your name if it's your friend.
If you know it's your friend, but just your name, I wouldn't give any other information out. Okay, here's a question for you. When we're doing a project on our computer and you see a picture or a song or a video that you like, can you just use it?
No.
No, you can't. You can use it, but you have to tell
You got
who did it. You have to put their name on it.
Yeah.
Okay? So if Genesis takes a cool picture and you want to use it, you've got to ask her, can I use that picture? And then when you put it in your project, you have to write her name in there and let her know, let everybody know that that's her picture. Also, when we do our lesson, we're going to have to take turns with our technology, right?
Yeah.
We're going to have to, someone's going to be on the computer at certain times, someone's going to be on the iPad, someone's going to be on the board, and then, okay, would you go get the door?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what we've got to do. Give me 1 minute. I think I've got a friend coming in my classroom. Okay, just leave the door open. He'll come in. Go ahead. I want you to take this and go sit in your spot until Miss Wilson is done, okay? Because I'm finishing up something. So we talked about being safe on the computer. We talked about being kind. We talked about being responsible. And we talked about taking turns, right? Okay, so do you feel like you're going to be able to, get on technology and use it correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys do too. You answered the questions really well, and I think you're ready. So are we ready to have our lesson now and be able to use our computers and technology?
Yeah.
Right? Good. Thank you.
And I'm not ready for